mascot's got he's got a bit cockeyed, but never mind. Good evening all and welcome to Nick's Wednesday night quiz. We've got 13 teams already logged on to do tonight's quiz. You will notice I've got a new mascot in the background here. He just seems to have fallen down a bit, so I'll straighten him up. I couldn't actually see him in the preview before, but never mind, there he is. And he just plays some songs as well, which is quite interesting. Right, good evening. Let's say good evening to everybody. Good evening, Mike Yates. Great to see you, Mike. I know you've been doing the quiz ever so methodically, virtually every week for the last 40, whatever it is, 40 quizzes or something. So congratulations to you. You're doing remarkably well. Who else have we got online tonight? Well, there's lots of people, I have to say, but never mind. Do feel free to get joined in with the chat and put some names up there, and let's see how you're doing. So how's everybody's day been today? This has been the first day that I've actually had the heating on all day long because I thought it was going to get very cold, but it appears from the weather forecast tonight that it's actually not going to be as cold as they thought it was going to be, but never mind, we'll see. Right, Georgia's just joined us. Georgia and Rory, good evening to you two. Hope all is well with you. Hello from the Yorkies. Hope you're all well. Now then, Rory, wife and I were actually playing your now what were we playing the other night? And some of Rory's songs over our audio equipment. And as an ex-audio engineer, we have some of the finest loudspeakers there is, and it sounded quite impressive, I have to say. So keep the good work up, Rory. I presume you're going to try and make a living out of that. I don't know. Maybe you can. And as soon as we get out of lockdown, we'll have to see. Martin's just joined us. So good evening, Martin and Tina. Hope all is well with you too. All present and correct in Dunchurch. And I hope you're feeling fine and ready to go, Martin, for another 6 rounds of tricky trivia. I haven't made the last round quite so multiple choice this week. I've made it just a bit more general knowledge, you'll be pleased to know. The wife was moaning at me saying there's far too many just multiple choice questions that nobody could ever know the answer to, but never mind, what the hell, let's see. So it's great to see you sign in straight away, Martin. And Faye's just joined us, so good evening, Faye. Hi all, hope you've all had a good day. Well, we've had a good day. We had the grandchildren round today. Always great fun. Keep us on our toes, that's for sure. Didn't quite know what to do with them today because, of course, it was miserable, grey, horrible and wet, but hey, what the hell. We've just had Clive and Janet from Stockton join us. Good evening, Clive, Janet. I hope all is well with you two. You're keeping fine. Yeah, they're saying good afternoon from sunny Stockton. They're also saying good evening to Lydia. Well, Lydia actually hasn't turned up yet. I'm hoping she's going to, otherwise we're going to be in the mire, but never mind, she's fine, I'm sure. So Georgia says, thanks, how kind, glad you liked the music. Well, we didn't actually listen to an awful lot, Georgia, but yes, what we heard was quite impressive, so keep good work up. Jed and Tracy have joined us. Good evening, Jed. Good evening, Tracy. Hope all is well and you're ready to do battle. Another 6 rounds of tricky trivia, of course, just to keep you going. Now then, as far as last week's scores, you will see I posted last week's scores on my Facebook, or on Facebook anyway. But just in case you didn't, last year's top places went to PRS and joint first place with the Quizzy Rascals, both on a fantastic 62 out of 63 possible points. So can't beat that really, can you? Never mind. Close behind them, we had Jed and Tracy on a fantastic 61 points, so well played them. They were closely followed by Michelle and Charlie Gibbons on a fantastic 60 points. And then we had a couple of teams in the 50s. We had Clive and Janet, who are again with us tonight, and Home Loan 6. I hope to see them join us in a minute or two. So all very well played. And then on 58 points, we had Split the Difference, so well played them. So right, let's just see who else has joined us tonight then. Robin's saying, how's my day been? The same as it was yesterday and the day before that and the day before that and the day before that. Well, you get the picture. Yes, I do, Robin. You will notice, Robin, I now have a mascot. I'm not sure what we're going to call him. It's the Father Christmas has joined us for this auspicious occasion, Wednesday night quiz. Anyway, we'll see. Right, what's Faye saying? All good here, thanks, Nick. I've been very busy with my charity work, giving away lots of money to our members for Christmas treats. Excellent, that's what I like to see. James just saying, Gifford signing in for another quiz. Excellent, well done, Jane. Hope all as well with you and Graham. I don't know whether you've persuaded Steve to come and do the quiz tonight, but if not, Sunday night, make sure he's there. Mick's joined us, so good evening, Mick and Bev. Hope all is well from sunny Bilton. You're keeping well, the two of you. And I don't know, we've been out now. The lockdown's supposedly finished, even if we've gone up a tier. We had just a trip out in the car to the park this afternoon. That's about as far as we got, but never mind. Jackie's just saying good evening, everybody. So hi, everybody. Jackie, Andy Smith, hello, young Nick and Lydia. I like that. As I say, Lydia's not here yet. I'm just going to hope she's going to turn up in a minute. Now then, tonight's beer, just to get off that silly subject. Tonight's beer, we have a fine Goose IPA. Goose Island Brewery from somewhere in the United States. I'm not quite sure where. 5.9%, that should keep me going. It says a boldly hopped finish, and it is very nice, I have to say. So we'll see. Carol's just joining us. Good evening, Carol and Glenn, Hilary, Roy, and whoever else is there. It's fantastic to see you've been joining us again. And big thumbs up to you all there. And let's see whether we can't have any controversial questions tonight. I've managed to lose or leave out any questions to do with ex-stars that are no longer stars, should we say. That's a load of grief last week, but never mind. Jackie Skip, I've been off work today, booked 3 days off to celebrate the end of lockdown. Yeah, right. That was worth it. Great. Penny's just joined us, so good evening from sunny, was it Essex, Penny? Isn't it? But it's a bit cold in Essex today. Good evening. Yes, cold here too, she's saying, so I'm sure it is on the coast there. Anne Anderson, Anne and Dave quizzing on a Wednesday. Can't normally do Wednesdays all evening. Oh, fantastic. It's great to see you, Anne and Dave. I hope you're raring to do battle tonight. And Sarah's just joined us from signing in from sunny Worcester. Now, I saw Worcester on the Central News tonight. I don't quite know why, but they were doing a bit of a spot from the centre of Worcester and saying how the shops were very busy, apparently, but probably busier than the shops. Well, you'll be pleased to know my two pubs are still both firmly locked down, and with the way things are going, even if the government do take us down to tier 2, let's say in 2 or 3 weeks' time, it may be too late, really, to be fair, to get it all up and running properly again. And I don't know, we'll see. It's going to be interesting, isn't it? So Denise has just joined us. Good evening, Denise. Hope all is well with you. Ready to do battle? It sounds. I wonder what it's been like in sunny Dublin today, as it can't be any worse than it's been here. We've had some horrible weather, but never mind. Ian's just joined us. He says it's wet in Long Lawford. Well, no surprise there. And George has just given me the big wave. Good evening, George. Hope all is well with you. He's Merry Christmas, he said. Well, it's not quite Christmas yet, but I thought we'd start getting the Christmas decorations up. Haven't put the Christmas tree up yet, but we've... Now, Jed's saying, is Uranus putting an appearance in tonight? Do you know... Jed, I took a delayed picture of the sky the other night, and I think I've caught Uranus. But it's yet to be proven. I need to do some same photography over a few nights running to detect the movement of Uranus, so to speak. But yes, it should be possible to see it with the naked eye. But at the moment, we've got cloudy skies tonight, so that doesn't help, does it? But what the hell? What's that? Who's that? Santa on the shelf. I don't know. You could perhaps name him for me, Roy. I need to give little Santa a name. The wife just bought him from some silly shop. You know what it's like. Where did we buy that from? Oh, Home Bargains. Home Bargains. Could this be any better? Wait a minute. I'll demonstrate. Apparently, you've just got to squeeze its tummy and it starts singing jingle bells to us all. So there we have it. Look at that. Its lights. Its eyes flash red and it carries on singing jingle bells to us. Don't worry, it does go off after a second, Robin. You don't have to put up with that all night long. So, what's that? Clive and Janet from Stockton says, can't see you on the top. I know what I haven't done. I know what I haven't done. I haven't plugged my fast internet in. Just give me a second. I will go and get my other lead. All right, so I'll have to leave you for a second. Just give me a second. I need to plug this in. It won't take a second, honestly. He says knowingly. Sorry about that. Worn out after that one. Slight tech. Oh, bother. Your connection is unstable. Please wait while we try to reconnect you. No. Oh, it says connected. Right then. Connected. Connected. Disconnect. Disconnect. Right, that should be better. Right, sorry about that technical issue, everybody. And anybody still hear me? Would somebody like to just chat back to me to make sure I'm still here or not? Are we back up and running? Yes, you went off for a short while, but you're back on now. Excellent. Oh, Ian's booing in the background. I can hear you. Excellent. Excellent. All good. Right. Yes, that's the problem. You see, I never rely on the Wi-Fi because Wi-Fi is a slower connection. If I use my hardwired lead, obviously I get a faster internet connection, which is far more stable and better. Martin, it was you that supplied me with this lead, and it's worked perfectly all the way through summer. In fact, it was so good during the summer, we managed to get the lead outside, and we did 2 quizzes from outside, but never mind. Ethernet connection, that's what I meant. That's exactly, well, I was waiting for somebody to come up with that, Matthew. Obviously, yes, I'm just testing to make sure you're taking notice. Here on my tab, but not the TV. Well, try it again, Clive, Janet, see whether you can log in again. It may be just because I've got a slower connection, it wasn't allowing you to log in, but hopefully all is good now. Right, we've got a few minutes before we start the quiz. Of course, it's better and more stable when it's made by a Welshman. Dear God. All right, Martin, enough of that. Right, tonight's rounds. We start off, first round is going to be entitled Wednesday the 2nd. Wednesday the 2nd. There is no 0 in that. I normally put a 0 in, but I haven't bothered tonight because I've run out of zeros, really. So Wednesday the 2nd. Second round is entitled Trivia Trail. A Trivia Trail. Round number 3, all the answers have got a sunny connection somewhere in either the answer or the question. There will be something about the sun. Good evening, Nick Bowers. The Bedford Clangers have just joined us. Good evening, the Bedford Clangers. Hope all is well with you. Then we have an initial letter link, 9 general knowledge questions, where question number 10 takes, you take the first 9 letters, the first 9 answers, rearrange them to spell out something I'll give you a clue to. Round number 5 tonight is a colours round. All the answers or questions have got a colour in them, which is pretty straightforward. And what's that? Man United losing on my 5v. Can you score that one? Can you fix that score? Oh, well, I'm sure I might be able to. Come on, United, if you're losing. I don't know. But never mind. And finally, we have some general trivia to keep you all going. Now, Clive and Janet can see me now. Now, does that mean you can always switch the television off if you don't want to see me? Clive and Janet, totally up to you. Oh, I see. Yes, that was a bit of a missing on my. I thought 5v. I was losing on my 5v. Can you fix that score? TV, right? Yes, come on, you Reds. I'm sure we can. Right then, everybody, we've just been through the rounds. So just a quick plug for the weekend's quiz. Obviously, we've got the big charity quiz coming up this Sunday. You'll be pleased to know we've raised in excess of £1,200 already, which is no thanks to virtually everybody that's taking part at the weekend. I mean, much thanks to all of you. I got that wrong, didn't I? Never mind. But yeah, it's been a brilliant effort by everybody, and thank you everybody that's going to join us at the weekend. Do feel free to come and join us. I'm going to try and put together some interesting rounds. God knows how I'm going to make it any different than any other week, but we'll see. I'm sure I can come up with something. And do come and join us. It's 8 for 8.15, all in aid of a good charity. But as I say, we've already raised in excess of £1,200, which is fantastic. We'd set a £200 target, so we've smashed that by a mile. And it will all be going to the Martin hospices in the Rugby and district areas. So there we have it. Right then, we have less than 30 seconds to go, so I'll just get the quiz up on the screen. Remember, round number 1 is entitled Wednesday the 2nd. There's no 0 in there, so there's just 12 possible answers in the first round. And the first question is probably the hardest of the entire quiz tonight. Well, one of the hardest quiz questions. The wife will be looking at me and saying, "Oh, Merce, you started with that one," but never mind. Seemed all right. So without further ado, eyes down, look in. We have 55 concurrent people watching the quiz at the moment, which is good. Do feel free to give me a like if you enjoy the quiz. You might not do after the first question, but never mind. Here we go then, starting with the letter W. The last movement of which classical composer's organ Symphony No. 5, known as the Toccata, is his most famous piece and is often used in marriage ceremonies. So this starts with the letter W. The last movement of which classical composer's Symphony for organ No. 5, known as the Toccata, is his most famous piece and is often used in marriage ceremonies. I'm sure Jacksons will know that one straight away, and Carol will. Yeah, we had it at our wedding. It was played by her dad. So, very good indeed. He was very good at this. Question number 2, starting with the letter E. I need his surname, Denise. Sorry. His surname starts with a W. Oh, Latham House, good. Lockdown has joined us. Good evening, Latham House. Lockdown. Hope all is well with you. Out of lockdown, is it now, or are we still locked down? Right, question number 2. On depictions of the Buddha, which body parts are often shown elongated to represent his wealthy upbringing? If you've ever been to Thailand and seen the giant Buddha, you'll understand this one. So, on depictions of the Buddha, which body parts are often shown elongated to represent his wealthy upbringing? Starts with the letter E, not too tricky. I don't suppose that many body parts elongated, yes, starting with an E. Right, question number 3, starting with the letter D. Which city has been designated the national capital of Tanzania since 1974 after the complete transfer of official functions from Dar es Salaam? So question 3 again. Which city has been designated the national capital of Tanzania since 1974 after the complete transfer of official functions from Dar es Salaam? Its former capital, surprisingly. I always hate it when they change the names of cities and capitals. You just think you've revised all your capitals in the world, and then all of a sudden they change a few of them. It's even worse in India when they change all the blooming names of every city. Question number 4, starting with the letter N. Which sportswear manufacturer sells a pair of trainers called Air Force One? Probably for Donald Trump, I suppose. So which sportswear manufacturer sells a pair of trainers called Air Force One? When I say a pair of trainers, I mean probably more than one pair of trainers. I would probably mean a series of trainers. Or a series of pairs of trainers. Question number 5, don't make this more difficult than it is. How many stones does each team throw in each end of a curling match? So question number 5, how many stones does each team throw in each end of a curling match? That's got to start with the letter E, which should make it a little bit easier for you. And as you thought that number was far too easy, this one's another one. Question number 6, what number did David Beckham famously wear on his shirt when playing for Manchester United and England? So question 7, what number did David Beckham famously wear on his shirt when playing for Manchester United and England? And of course, that's got to start with the letter S, which makes that one pretty straightforward as well. Well, short of 1 or 2. But you just check my spelling. Yes, sir. Right. Question number 7 starts with the letter D, which makes this one a little bit easier as well. Which is the only character whose name appears in the title of a Disney film who doesn't speak? David who? So question 7 again. Which is the only character whose name appears in the title of a Disney film who doesn't speak? You got a letter, make it pay. Question number 8 could be a trick question. Maybe it's easier than you think. Listen carefully. Question 8, believed to be the oldest surviving rainforest in the world. The Daintree forest is in which southern hemisphere country? That's got to start with the letter A. So believed to be the oldest surviving rainforest in the world. The Daintree forest is in which southern hemisphere country? I wouldn't have thought of that one, I have to say. Well, what I mean was I wouldn't have thought that the oldest rainforest in the world was in the southern hemisphere anyway, but never mind. Well, no, I didn't even mean that. No, forget that. let's not go there. Question number 9. This starts with the letter Y. I don't know how well you know your Arizona cities, but let's test you. Starring Russell Crowe and Christian Bale, what Arizona city follows the time 3:10 to somewhere in the title of a 2007 American Western action film? So question 9 again, starring Russell Crowe and Christian Bale, what Arizona city follows the time 3:10 to somewhere or other in the title of a 2007 American Western action film? Been there, says Clive and Janet. Ah, fantastic. Well, you should be able to get it then. Excellent. It always helps with local knowledge if you've been there. It is a big city, actually. I did the research earlier. Bigger than you think. Question number 10 starts with the number 2. It's not a trick question, pretty straightforward. Excluding resigning, how many different moves does a player have the choice of at the start of a game of chess? Yes, standing in yes. Well, that's a good guess, Martin. You got one letter right. So question 10 again, excluding resigning, how many different moves does a player have the choice of at the start of the game of chess? Got to start with a 2. Right, then we've just got the N and the D to go. Question number 11, starting with the letter N. With a total of 39 medals, which European country topped the 2018 medal table at the Winter Olympics? So question 11 again, with a total of 39 medals, which European country topped the 2018 medal table at the Winter Olympics? Only a couple of years ago. Surely we all remember that. Or do we? And finally, question number 12 even, starting with the letter D. Which line on the London Underground stops at more stations than any of the other lines? Dear, what do you call a snowman with a 6-pack? The abdominal snowman. That was almost witty, Ian. Yes, that probably scores a 6 or a 7. So question 12 again. Which line of the London Underground stops at more stations than any of the other lines? I don't quite know how a line can stop at stations, but never mind, I suppose, if you're on the line. Yes, right. Right, there we have it. First round, some tricky questions in there, one or two. Don't worry, it does get easier. You'll be pleased to know. I'm sure you'll have all fared well. Do remember, it should spell out the word Wednesday, followed by a 2, followed by the letters N and D. Wednesday. I think Goose IPA is a very good beer, actually. I'll try and get a bit more of it. We got a little box from Aldi's the other day. It's reasonably cheap. Not too bad a price. Right then, everybody, let's do some marking after the first round and see how we go. Snow idea. Snow idea. Where do you find a snowman? Snow idea. Yeah. Well, here we go then. The last movement of which classical composer's symphony was known as toccata. It's often used in marriage ceremonies. That's Vidor's toccata. Number 2, of course, are the ears, which are elongated on Buddhas to make them look wealthier than they were, perhaps. Question number 3, the national capital of Tanzania is now called Dodoma. Number 4, I was after Nike. Number 5, how many stones does each team throw at each end? That's 8, apparently. Number 6, the number that David Beckham famously wore on his shirt was number 7. Number 7 itself, the title character in the Disney film, who doesn't speak, is Dumbo. Number 8, I was after Australia, apparently, which has got the oldest surviving rainforest in the world. Well, I didn't know that. Daintree, apparently. A bit like Aintree, but with a D in front of it. Number 9, it was the 3:10 to Yuma. Yuma, that's Y-U-M-A. Apparently it's a good, I haven't seen it, but apparently it was a very good Western action film starring Russell Crowe and Christian Bale. Number 10, how many different moves does a player have at the choice of at the start of a game of chess? That's 20. Move each of the pawns once or twice. And then there's the 4 knights, which makes 16 plus 4, 20. Number 11, with a total of 39 medals, which European country topped the medal table? That was Norway. And finally, of course, with the letter D, the London Underground line I wanted was the district line that has more stops on it than any other. So there we have it. That's the first 12 questions. So let's see how we've all fared after our first round. You'll get some scores in, feel free. I will just press my chum to give us a bit of music in the background while we go. Oh, there we go. So we've got PRS on a fantastic 11. Denise is on 11, famous 5 start with a 9. We've got Martin Davis on 8. Andrew Lewis is on a 9. The Giffords are on 9. We've got Leslie Barrett. I didn't know Vidor started with a W. Never mind, it does. Ian Miller with a 9. We've got Clive and Janet from Stockton on 11. Mick Roberts with a 12. Fantastic score, Mick. Michelle Gibbons with an 8. We've got Home Alone 6 on 11. We've got Sarah on 10. Georgia Lambert and York is on 9. Penny Grounds on 8. We've got the Booby Price Girls on 10. Jed and Tracy are on 8. We've got Nick Bowers on 8. Split the Difference are on 12. We've got Hilary Farmer on 11. Mike Yates is on 11. Paula Lewis is on 12. And the Quizzy Rascals. So well played them. Right then, everybody. Round number 2 tonight is a straightforward trivia trail, where the last letter of your first answer is the first letter of your next one. You thought 2020 couldn't get any worse, but Chris Rear's car has failed its MOT. Don't tell me. Oh dear, oh dear. Well, he won't be driving home for Christmas then, will he? Dear. Latham House lockdown and said 8, oh dear. We've got Julie in and he's bottled of Shiraz and Harry on a fantastic 10. Jane Anderson's also on a 10. Well played, you. Right then, round number 2 is entitled Trivia Trail, where the last letter of your first answer is the first letter of your next answer. All the way to number 10. Last letter of number 10 is the first letter of number 1. Right, here we go then. Now, question number 1, for all you that live that way, we have one team, normally log on a Sunday actually, but never mind. Alex Brown's on a 10 as well. Well played, Alex. Right then, question number 1, Wilmslow, Chorlton and Disbury Village. are some of the most popular neighbourhoods of which major English city? One word answer I'm after. So Wilmslow, Chorlton and Disbury Village are some of the most popular neighbourhoods of which major English city? Right, you take the last letter of that answer, and it's the first letter of this one, number 2. One of the 7 original wonders of the world and destroyed by an earthquake in 226 BC. On which island would you have found the Colossus? So question 2 again. One of the 7 original wonders of the world and destroyed by an earthquake in 226 BC. On which island would you have found the Colossus? Right then. Take the last letter of that island. And it's the first letter. Yes, I actually took Lydia around there and pushed you. Not that she'll remember. Yeah, never mind. That's showing her age. I mean my age. No. Right then, question number 3. Don't make this too difficult. It's easier than you think. Just go for the logical one. San Diego International Airport, formerly known as Lindbergh Field, is known by what 3-letter international designation? Just after 3 letters. So San Diego International Airport, formerly known as Lindbergh Field, is known by what 3-letter international designation? Don't overthink that one, but easier than you think. And if you didn't know that one, this may help. Question number 4. Which form of low carbon power generation is Sizewell in Suffolk most associated with? So with which form of low carbon power generation is Sizewell in Suffolk most associated? Just a one-word answer I'm after that. Whilst you're getting that one down, I'm going to open this week's bottle of toffee ale. See how this one goes down. If it was anything like last week's toffee ale, it was very nice. What's it called? The Honeymoon Island. We went there, Ian, to the island, but we didn't go on honeymoon. As I was saying, I was pushing Lydia around and I pushed you. Walking down ruins and things. Right, question number 5. By what other, more common name is the tree called the mountain ash, also known as in the United Kingdom especially? So by what other name is the tree called the mountain ash, also known as in the United Kingdom? Just a one-word answer for that one. Do feel free, if you're enjoying the quiz, and even if you're not, to give me the thumbs up with the little button at the bottom of your screen. More thumbs up I've got, the higher I get up in the rankings, the more you unfortunately have to see me on Google and Safari and whatever else. What's that, Miller? Oh, apparently it's... are you watching the football on the television, Denise? Apparently there's been a goal. I don't know. Question number 6. Take the last letter of that previous tree. And it's the first letter of this one. Also the first name of a well-known... Also the first name of a well-known female television journalist, gourmet and food writer who's been on the telly recently, unfortunately. What one-word name is given to the seeds of the black caraway? So question 6 again. Also the first name of a well-known female television journalist, gourmet and food writer. What one-word name is given to the seeds of the black caraway? They all seem to bring her out at Christmas. She's always on the telly at Christmas. Ash Ford just scored after that Ash question. Right, question number 7. A 2-word answer I'm after. Often seen being passed around the dinner table. What is a brand of mint chocolate confectionery? They were created by Graham Rowntree and Company in 1962 and have been manufactured since 1988 by Nestle. Blooming Nestle took over all our good chocolate factories. Well, not all of them. So question number 7 again. Often seen being passed around the dinner table. What is a brand of mint chocolate confectionery? They were created by Graham Rowntree and Company in 1962 and have been manufactured since 1988 by Nestle. Also used extensively in Indian restaurants, if you know the right ones. Right, take the last letter of the two-word answer. It's the first letter of this one. Question number 8. Which book, written by Peter Wright, was a candid autobiography of a senior intelligence officer which the British government tried to have banned in 1987? What's Georgie say? We live right next to the former Rowntree factory in York. Is it still manufacturing chocolates there, or you say former factory? Presumably it's closed now, is it, Georgie? So question 8 again. Which book written by Peter Wright was a candid autobiography of a senior intelligence officer which the British government tried to have banned? Well, he didn't try and ban the senior intelligence officer. They tried to ban the book. They tried to have it banned in 1987. Oh, they retracted it. You can say it in a minute, Fly. We'll have that one in a minute. Question number 9. Remember to take the last letter of that book or novel. What is the name of the state capital of Virginia? It is also the name of one of London's royal parks, covering an area of just over 2,500 acres. It's a place I've been to. The only reason I went there was on a factory visit, go and see some Bose equipment of all things. So question 9 again. What is the name of the state capital of Virginia? It is also the name of one of London's royal parks, covering an area of just over 2,500 acres. Take the last letter of that London park, and it's the first letter of number 10. First marketed as Valium. What is the common name for this medicine that typically produces a calming effect? In other words, it sends you to sleep, but it is very addictive, apparently. So first marketed as Valium, what is the common name for this medicine that typically produces a calming effect? The last letter of that one-word medicine will be the first letter of your answer to number 1. Well, it's great to see so many people taking part tonight. So I've got 60 concurrently online at the moment, which is brilliant. So I think most of you will have all those. If you've got any missing, just stick something in quickly. They do lead on quite nicely, one to the other. As with the trivia trial, the last letter of each of your answers should be the first letter of your next answer, all the way through. Right then, everybody, ready for some marking? Here we go then. Number 1, that English city I wanted was Manchester. That gave you the R for the island of Rhodes. Can I have a minute, please? Go on, Denise. I'll give you a bit. I've just given you the first 2. I'll give you a bit longer just to make sure we're working them out. That toffee ale is very good. Is question 7 singular or plural? It's plural, Martin, plural. That's what they were known as, apparently. Right, I don't know how many of you are still in Tier 3 lockdown. There seems to be an awful lot of us in Tier 3. I expect there's a few. In fact, how many of you are still in Tier 2 and can go and enjoy a meal at the pub or something? I expect our Cambridge friends are probably still in Tier 2, aren't they? I don't know. I thought Cambridge was doing quite well. Tina just argued they were marketed as single. Well, they might have been. We're in Tier 2 in North Yorkshire. I thought York was locked down good, solid and proper. Giffords are in Tier 2. Yeah, please, North Yorkshire's in Tier 2. Tier 3 here, Burton-on-Trent. Yes, we're in Tier 2. Oh well, we can't do much. We're locked down, don't let us lock out. Right then, let's go through the answers. We started off with that city of Manchester. That gave you the R. The island of Rhodes. That gave you the S for SAN, as in San Diego International Airport. SAM. That gave you the N for nuclear. That gave you the R for rowan, the type of tree, also known as the mountain ash. That gave you the N for Nigella, as in Nigella Lawson and Nigella seeds. That gave you the A for after eights, which gave you the S for Spycatcher. That novel was tried to be banned in 1987. That gave you the R for Richmond Park, which in turn gave you the D for that drug diazepam. That took you back all the way to number 1. So we've got Essex on Tier 2 as well. We're in Tier Keighley, arms open tomorrow. What does that mean? That means Tier 2, does it? You just put we're in Tier. We're in Tiers. Andrew and Jane are in Tiers. The Nightly Arms opens tomorrow. Well, do we allow, can we go bring our own Scotch eggs or what? Right, here we go. We have got some scores coming in. So, Martin Davies, 17 are on a fantastic 18. We've got Jen and Tracy on 18. We've got PRS on 21 points. Ian Miller's on 19. We've got Graham Gifford on 18. Michelle's on 15. We've got Clive and Janet from Stockton Tier 3. Mick Roberts is on 20. Well played, Mick. George and Emma and the Yorkies are on 16 and a half. Anne Anderson's on 20. The Flames 5 are on 19. Mike Yates is on 21 points. Sarah's just gone off the screen. No, here she comes. Sarah's on 19. Nick Bowers is on 18. We got the Quizzy Rascals on 22. We've got Andrew Lewis is on 19. We've got Sarah on, Denise, you must be on more than 10. Split the Difference are on 21. Hilary Farmer's on 19. Penny Graham's on 16. Harry, Julian, Ian and his butler Shiraz are on 20. Clive and Janet from Stockton are on 21 points. Well played them. We've also got the Latham House Lockdown on 15. Alex Brown's now moved on to 19. Denise is on 21. I thought that might be the case. Moving Price Girls are on 19. And Home Alone 6 on 20 and a half. Well gifted half there. Well done. Richmond VA was named after Richmond in London, which itself was named after Richmond in Yorkshire. You're welcome. Oh, well done, Robin. Well done. Right then, everybody. Round number 3 tonight, fantastically, is known as a sunny connection. Something to do with sun somewhere in the answer or in the question, of course. Oh, what's that? I like his sausages. Oh, Mr. Richmond. Yes, I like Richmond sausages as well. Not that I've had any for a long time, but never mind. Can't get them at always. Right then, here we go then. Question 1. Born 1853. Which post-impressionist artist painted the famous sunflowers? So, born 1853, which post-impressionist artist painted the famous sunflowers? That's number 2. Which 2 singers duetted on the 1991 UK #1 hit single, Don't Let the Sun Go Down on Me? Good record that by any standards. So which 2 singers duetted on the 1991 UK #1 hit single, Don't Let the Sun Go Down on Me? Yes, Denise, it's a sunny round. Is there a theme to this round? It's something to do with the sun. It's either in the question or in the answer. So the sun has been in the question, first 2 questions. Question number 3. Which Southern American state is nicknamed the Sunshine State? Come on, nice easy one, that one. So which Southern American state is nicknamed the Sunshine State? You think this, Red? That was me on my first love song. Oh, which one is it? Question number 4, just for the Yorkies. They're bound to remember this one, not. What was the name of the company that Reginald Barren worked for in the TV series The Fall and Rise of Reginald Barren? I wonder whether we can get that again. Whether it's on Britpop. It might be. What was the name of the company that Reginald Barren worked for in the TV series The Fall and Rise of Reginald Barren? Something to do with sunshine, remember. Question number 5. Again, a bit old, but never mind. Who played the Sundance Kid in the 1969 film Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid? I didn't get where I am today by not knowing that. It's funny, isn't it, Robin? You go all through life collecting stupid facts. Sooner in life, you're going to need to know some. Question number 6 for all you scientists. The sun is mainly composed of hydrogen and which other light element? So question 6 again. The sun is mainly composed of hydrogen and which other light element? By light, I mean it's not very heavy. Not that it's bright. Question number 7, a bit more for the youngsters, this one really. What was the title of the song released as a single from the soundtrack to the film Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse by Post Malone and Sway Lee? It's a good one for you. Most of you never understand what the question means, but never mind. So what was the title of the song released as a single from the soundtrack to the film Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse? It was by Post Malone and Sway Lee. I thought you'd get that one straight away, Roy. Dear. Choking to death on my harpers now. Question number 8. What name is given to the time of year when the sun is directly over the equator at noon? So question number 8 again. What name is given to the time of year when the sun is directly over the equator at noon? Question 9 is a question about one of the Beatles. Which member of the band, the Beatles, wrote Here Comes the Sun? Good song by any standards, that one. So which member of the band, the Beatles, wrote Here Comes the Sun? And finally, number 10 for you good Christian people. According to the book of Genesis, what did God do on the 4th day of the creation? I'm sure you can work it out. So, according to the book of Genesis, what did God do on the fourth day of the creation? Well, there we have it. That was a sunny round. 10 general knowledge questions. Some were a bit tricky. Something to do with the sun in all the questions, all the answers. Now then, Roy, you haven't named my my Santa yet. You were going to think up of a name. Anybody got a good idea of a name that's not too rude, Ian? Right, we haven't had any money. Santa, yeah, we could call him Santa. Little Nick, yeah. Little Nick, now that's quite clever. Nick and Little Nick. That, of course, is why I was called Nicholas, because I was born on Christmas Eve. Satan? Santa's, well, yes. That works, Matthew. Yes, you know, my mother was, I was the fourth child in my family, and my mother was convinced I was going to be a girl, so she'd already called me Carol until I was born. Then she had to change track, call me Nicholas instead. Oh dear. She was very Christian, my mother. Right then, everybody, I'm sure we've all had plenty of time to work those out. So without further ado, let's go back to the beginning of that round. You should have 10 sunny connections somewhere. We started off with that artist. You really shouldn't have told us that, Nick. What, being called Carol? Yeah, I was going to be Penelope. Oh dear. Well, of course, it was the days before, you know, knowing the sex of the child and all that baloney. We didn't have all those techniques in those times. Right, here we go. Firstly, we had Vincent van Gogh, of course, Sunflowers. Number 2, it was George Michael and Elton John that sang Don't Let the Sun Go Down on Me. Number 3, the Sunshine State is Florida, of course. Number 4, Reggie Perrin worked for Sunshine Desserts. Number 5 was Robert Redford. Number 6 is helium, of course, the other light element in the sun. Number 7, the title of that song, released by Post Malone and Sway Lee, was entitled Sunflower. So well done if you got that. Number 8, of course, is the equinox. Number 9, member of the Beatles, is called George Harrison. And final number 10, of course, God created on the fourth day of creation. He created the sun, the moon, and the stars. Now, if you just put the sun down, you only get half a point for that, surely. It's got to be the sun, the moon, and the stars. That's not bad for a day's work, I suppose, really, is it? An awful lot of stars to create, isn't there? Never mind. Right then, everybody, let's have some scores in. We have Marty Davis on 27 points. We have PRS on a fantastic 31 points. Well done, PRS. Ian Miller's moved on to 27 under Ian. And then we got Paula Lewis, the Quizzy Rascals, on 32. We got Georgia Lambert moving on to 24. Well done, Georgie and Rory. Denise is now on 30. We've got Hoover on 28. We've got the famous 5 on 27. Mick Roberts moved on to 29. Well done, Mick. Jen and Tracer on 25. We've got Clive and Janet from Stockton on 30. We've got Jackie Skip and the Booby Prize Girls and moved on to 28. With Latham House Lockdown on 23 points. Sarah, Russ, Joe and James are on 25 and a half. We've got Home Alone 9 on 29 and a half. Penny Graham's on 22. Andrew Lewis has now moved on to 27 with Anne Anderson on 29 points. Nick Bowers is now on 25 with Alex Brown on 28 and a half. They were followed by Split the Difference, who are on 30 points, and Mike Yates is on 29. Very good indeed. Very good indeed. Really, says Roy. Oh, we've also, wait a minute, we've got Leslie Barrett on 27, Graham Gifford on 26. Graham and Jane doing very well there. Very well, Leslie, 27 points. Right then, round number 4. Oh, wait a minute. Harry, Julian, Ian, and the Shiraz sacked on 27 points. Did you sack the Shiraz, or you just sacked Harry or Julie? Right, round number 4. Here's an initial letter link. Basically, there are 9 general knowledge questions. where question number 10 asks you to rearrange the first letters of the first 9 answers to spell something out, and we'll get there when we get there. So here we go then, eyes down, look in, get your bits of paper ready. Question number 1, the sauna originated in which Northern European country? So the sauna apparently originated in which Northern European country? Well, I haven't done any detailed research on that to check that one out, but I would assume it's probably right. And if you didn't know that, you can at least write 1 or 2 alternatives down, then it might be. So question number 2. First opened in 1928, in which city of the United Kingdom would you find the National Railway Museum? Now, I know one team lot will know that one. They probably live just around the corner from it. So first opened in 1928, in which city of the United Kingdom would you find the National Railway Museum? Is there a link in this round? There is, Denise. Now then, what you've got to do is just write down 9 general knowledge answers, 9 answers, and you take the first letters of each of your answers, you rearrange them to spell out a word. But I'll tell you what the number 10 is when we get there. Question number 3. How many pawns does each player start with in a game of chess? Well, I'm sure if you got the earlier question right, you'll get this one right easily. So how many pawns does each player start with in a game of chess? Come on, very straightforward, that one. And as that was far too easy, we'll move swiftly on to question number 4. Question 4, used to refer to a type of mark that is written to indicate that previous text is to be repeated. What 5-letter word derives from the Tuscan language, where it is a past participle of the word meaning to say? There's an interesting question. So used to refer to a type of mark that is written to indicate that previous text is to be repeated. What 5-letter word derives from the Tuscan language, where it is the past participle of a word meaning to say? Can we have more trash questions? I think you're right, Roy. That one's far too complicated for my own good, isn't it? I wouldn't know what a past participle was if it came and hit me in the backside. Oh, it probably has done. Well, never mind. We don't want to start talking about planets again, do we? Question number 5, scoring. Yeah, that's one for you, Roy. Scoring 346 goals in total. Who is Liverpool's all-time record goal scorer? So scoring 346 goals in total. Who is Liverpool's all-time record goal scorer? It's a 2-word answer I'm after. A 2-word answer. You'll know what it is if you've got any idea. Question number 6 is a 1-word answer. Not scared is an anagram of which English town? Go on, Leslie, I'll work that one out. Not scared is an anagram of which English town? And you will know the footballer, Leslie. You've just got to figure out who it is. 2-word answer. Played for Liverpool. Question number 7 is for serious quizzes, this one. Question number 7. What was the name of the play that Abraham Lincoln was attending when he was assassinated in 1865? That's been on the chase before, that one. Heard that a couple of times. So what was the name of the play that Abraham Lincoln was attending when he was assassinated in 1865? It's a 3-word answer we're after. Pity me. Your line is your called. Goodbye, Mr. Chips. Oh dear. Yeah, it's probably a bit after 1865, that one, but never mind. You're on the right lines. Roy Job, I didn't realise this was a proper quiz. Certainly not, Roy. You're all right. Just saying, for serious quizzes, you know, depends how serious you want to get. Question number 8. What violet-coloured variety of quartz has a name that's derived from a Greek term meaning not intoxicated, referring to a belief that it would protect its owners from drunkenness? That's probably why I'm not wearing it at the moment. Oh, no, that's not fair. So what violet-coloured variety of quartz has a name that is derived from a Greek term meaning not intoxicated, referring to a belief that it would protect its owners from drunkenness? That's more down to earth, isn't it, Roy? You know that one. Question number 9. Often found on wine bottle labels, what does the French term sec mean in English? So question 9 again, often found on wine bottles. What does the French term sec mean in English? I'm sure you all know that one. Now then, Denise, you especially, the first letters of the first 9 answers can be rearranged to spell the name of which Egyptian film producer who died in a Paris car crash in 1997. Come on, there's some big clues there. It's a 2-word answer I'm after. So question 9 again, the first letters of the first 9 answers can be rearranged to spell the name of which Egyptian film producer who died in a Paris car crash in 1997. Think of the dates. You should be able to figure out who he is. Don't you dare tell your mother. Good. It's a 2-word answer. Of course, you've got to be able to spell it, which isn't as easy, but never mind. Apparently it's 9 letters long. Right, I will give you some time to try and work those out, because you'll be scratching your heads on 1 or 2 of those, I'm sure. But never mind. At least I haven't made all the last round multiple choice dilemma for you. I got told off for making too many of them on Sunday. So it's a bit more straightforward this week. We'll be pleased to know. Now do remember, make sure you log in for our big charity quiz on Sunday. It'll be great to see all the teams. We've already got 40 plus teams signed up, and a few individuals and a few other people joining us. So and we've already raised, in excess of £1,200, which has been fantastic so far. We beat our £200 total that we were after, so which is great. So it'll be great to see so many of you, I'm sure. I would say, you know, if I was in the pub, I'd say get there early to get yourself a seat. But of course, being online, you haven't got to worry about that. Just going to get a bit more beer in than usual. I think that's the answer. So, never mind. Right then, are we going to need more time? How are you faring, Angela? You're nearly there. Ian's just saying he's on the Hague Club tonight. That sounds nice. More time, says Martin. That's fine. More time, please. Yep. Tonight is our 70th quiz that we've done since lockdown started. So well done to all of you that have managed, you know, to do most of them. And I know some of you have just about done all of the quizzes, which is fantastic. To put up with me twice a week, God knows. You ought to speak to the wife. She has to put up with me every day. But never mind. So the big question on my mind is, are we going to be able to open our pubs before Christmas? But even if we get down to tier 2, one of our pubs won't be able to open. Although I didn't notice the Prime Minister said he was going to give £1,000 to wet-led pubs for a month or something if they couldn't open. So might help with the heating bill. Okay, are we about ready, everybody? Or do we need a little bit more time? Get some Scotch eggs in. Yes, that was a big mistake, wasn't it? That was some government minister said that, wasn't he? He thinks a Scotch egg would probably constitute a meal. Idiot. Fancy saying something stupid like that. You do wonder where these people come from at times, don't you? Wasn't it Gove? I don't know. I don't think it was Gove, but it could have been Gove, actually. Yeah, it could have been. He's stupid enough to have said something like that. You can't. Wasn't it Hancock? God knows who it was. I know it was somebody other, and it was a stupid glib comment that's kind of everybody's got one brewery, breed of beer called substantial beer. Wow, that is a good idea. Somebody texted me that. One of you quizzes texted me that. I think it was Faye actually, and that's a great idea, isn't it? Just call a beer substantial meal. We're serving a substantial meal. 10 pints, please. Oh dear God. I'm not quite sure what they'd do if they found that because apparently if you've eaten your substantial meal, which is your Scotch egg, you're supposed to then quickly do an exit. That's it. You know, it's drinking's gone. You can't drink anymore. But never mind. Right then, come on, let's go through these answers to the initial letter. Link, are we ready? Anyone know what I can take for kleptomania? That's actually quite clever, that is, right? Oh dear. Well, you can't have this. You can't nick. Right, here we go. The sauna originated in Finland. Famous for many things. Pony trekking and camping. Question number 2. First opened the National Railway Museum is in York. Number 3. How many pawns does each player start with in game of chess? That's 8. Number 4, of course, that 5-letter word indicates previous text to be repeated. Ditto marks. Ditto. Number 5, the highest all-time goal scorer for Liverpool was Ian Rush. Well done if you got that. Number 6, not scared is an anagram of Doncaster. Number 7, of course, the name of that play was called Our American Cousin. Our American Cousin. Well done if you got that. Number 8, I was after amethyst, of course. Number 9, sec means dry. And the first letters of the first 9 answers can be arranged to spell the name of which Egyptian film producer who died in a Paris car crash along with Diana. It was, of course, Dodi Fayed. Dodi Fayed. Well done if you got that. It's D-O-D-I-F-A-Y-E-D. Dodi Fayed. Right then, everybody, that's some scores in because that was a tricky little testing round. 1 or 2 tricky ones in there. But if you manage to get the name of the guy that died, then that would help enormously. So Denise has got a fantastic 39 points. Andrew Lewis and Jane are on 36. We've got Famous 5 on 36. Jen and Tracy are on 33. We've got Sarah and the gang from Worcester on 34.5. We've got Martin Davis on 36. And Anderson's on 37. Graham Gifford and Jane are on 35. We've got Hilary Farnan and Steve. And Dexter the dog, no doubt, helping out tonight on 38. Mick Roberts is on 39. That's a great score, Mick. Home Alone 6 on 39. We've got Paula Lewis and the Quizzy Rascals on 42 points. Mike Yates is on 36. We've got Clive and Janet from Stockton on 39. We've got the Latham House Lockdown Gang on 32 points. PRS have moved on to 40.5 points. Email is on 35. We've now got Julie, Ian and his bottle of Shiraz along with Harry on 36. The Orchids have moved on to 26.5, and Penny Grounds moved on to 28. Split have moved on to 40 points. Alex Brown's on 34.5, and we've got the Booby Prize girls on 36 points. So there's some great scores out there tonight. Nick Bowers is on 30 as well. So any more scores to come in, there or thereabouts. Round number 5 is entitled Colours, which is pretty straightforward. Leslie Barrett saying 33, stinky round. Never mind, you're still doing all right, mate. Still doing all right. Colours, here we go then. Nice round on colours. Question number 1, here we go. Eyes down looking, one you'll have all have forgotten. What is the colour of the reflective studs marking the left-hand edge of a UK motorway? So what is the colour of the reflective studs marking the left-hand edge of a UK motorway? There's lots of colours on motorways. What's a motorway? Dear, Martin. Yeah, I haven't been on one for a long time, actually, personally, but there you go. Question number 2. What name was given to an Indian dungeon in Fort William, measuring 14 foot by 18 foot, in which 146 British troops were held prisoner on the night of the 20th of June 1756, with 123 having died by the following morning? So question 2, what was the name given to an Indian dungeon in Fort William? It measured just 14 foot by 18 foot, in which 146 British troops were held prisoner on the night of the 20th of June 1756. 123 having died by the following morning. Nice one, Faye. I like that. What's it called when you see colours in the air that aren't actually there? A pigment of your imagination. Oh yes, that's a good joke, that one. I like that one. What were you saying, Angela? Question number 3. Set in the deep American South between the wars, what is a classic, Pulitzer Prize winning novel? The tale of Cecile, a young black girl born into poverty and segregation. So question 3 again. Set in the deep American South between the wars, what is a classic Pulitzer Prize winning novel? The tale of Cecile, a young black girl born into poverty and segregation. I saw the film. Good film. Question number 4. Remember, we're only after a colour, really, but it'll give you an idea who he was. Who married his cousin Mary on his 27th birthday in 1677? Then later, in 1690, defeated his father-in-law at the Battle of the Boyne. So question 4 again. Who married his cousin Mary on his 27th birthday in 1677? Then later, in 1690, defeated his father-in-law at the Battle of the Boyne. That's dreadful. You in charge of typing tonight, Roy? I wish I had my mate Hugh on the team. Oh dear God. They get worse, don't they? Question number 5. Who are a professional American football team based on the shores of Lake Michigan, Wisconsin, who compete in the NFL? So 3-word answer I'm after. So who are a professional American football team based on the shores of Lake Michigan, Wisconsin, who compete in the NFL? Remember, colours feature somewhere in the name. Well, they should do. My mate from Shawshank, red. He's quite good on these. He would be. Dear. What's it called when a chameleon can't change its colours anymore? A reptile dysfunction. Oh dear. What do they give them for that? I suppose a little blue pill, don't get me wrong. Right then, question number 6. Holly is the ship's computer in which TV series? Originally played by Norman Lovett, the computer had a sex change in series 3 and was then played by Hattie Hadridge. So question 6. Holly is the ship's computer in which TV series? Originally played by Norman Lovett, the computer had a sex change in series 3 and was then played by Hattie Hadridge. You're right, Lydia. My daughter's sneezing. She must have the dreaded COVID. Go on, quickly wash your hands. We don't want all that around here. She's been in our bubble all this time. Question number 7. What name is given to a cocktail consisting of Plymouth gin and a dash of Angostura bitters? So what name is given to a cocktail consisting of Plymouth gin and a dash of Angostura bitters? Seems to be very popular with a captain I once sailed with. That's all he ever drank. I was only about 17 at the time. Very pompous fellow. Well, as most captains were, really, I suppose. None of you were captains of ships, were you? No, let's just open it. Question number 8. What name is given to the sea which lies at the southern inlet of the Barren Sea and is located on the northwest coast of Russia? So question 8 again. What name is given to the sea which lies at the southern inlet of the Barren Sea and is located on the northwest coast of Russia? Martin's just saying, did he show you the Golden Rivet? Now, the crew were always keen at trying to show you the Golden Rivet, Martin. Mind you, that captain could have been anything as well. What's that? Can't hear. Question number 9. Remember, you can't get away without a Monopoly question somewhere. What colour is the property Angel Islington represented by in the game of Monopoly? Just one for Mick Roberts, this. I'm going to buy you a Monopoly calendar, I think, for Christmas, Mick. So what colour is the property Angel Islington represented by in the game of Monopoly? Don't. Nick's just fallen down. Did you see that? He thought, I think he's had enough to drink. We'll have to stop him. Being my mascot. Question. Yes, too much beer. That's exactly what my wife just said. Sure, you can't get the mascots these days, can you? Finally, question number 10. The 1950s saw the arrival of what colour of lines, which for the first time showed restrictions on waiting, loading and unloading in the United Kingdom? Just after a colour. So the 1950s saw the arrival of what colour of lines, which for the first time showed restrictions on waiting, loading and unloading in the United Kingdom? Of course, it could be a trick question. Yeah, necessarily. So there are your 10 colourful questions. Very straightforward. I'm sure most of you got that. What do we want? Ian Miller wants football mascots round names. Fred the Red. It's about the only one I know. No, I'm sure there's loads of them. I think hard enough. Football mascot names. No, says Carol. No, I thought that might be the case, Carol. I know what we could have. What about we could have cakes, round on cakes. You'd have to let me know some of the questions, Carol. As an expert, that would be a devil around. Oh dear, oh dear. Gets worse, Roy, gets worse. You are in charge of the keyboard tonight, aren't you? Or are you all typing simultaneously? Here we go then, the colours round. Let's go through the answers to this one, see how we're faring. The colour of the reflective studs on the left-hand edge of a UK motorway are red. Red, not amber, they're red. Number 2, of course, I was after the Black Hole of Calcutta. The Black Hole of Calcutta. Number 3 was that Pulitzer Prize winning novel, The Colour Purple. Number 4 was William of Orange, or William III. Number 4, that football team I wanted was the Green Bay Packers. The Green Bay Packers. Number 6 was Red Dwarf, of course, TV series. Number 7, I was after a pink gin. Plymouth gin with a dash of Angostura bitters is pink gin. Number 8, the sea I was after was the White Sea. Number 9, the colour of the property Angel Islington. It's represented by a blue token, blue card. And finally, number 10, of course, they're yellow lines. Yellow lines, as we've all learned to our peril, don't ignore double yellow lines, otherwise you get some little more than his job's worth person. Sorry if anybody's been a traffic warden, you know, I'm one that always stands up for our... Anyway, traffic wardens. Paula Lewis, 52 points. They've still to drop a point, so they're doing ever so well. The Quizzy Rascals got Martin Davis on 45. Jed and Tracer on 42. Got Ian Miller on 43. Home 6 on 49 points. Denise is also on 49 points. Andrew Lewis is on 42. Grant Gilbert's on 45. Mick Roberts is on 49 points. Sarah and Russ, Joe and James are on 43.5. We've got PRS on 50.5 points. Hilary, Stephen, Dexter on 47 points. We got the famous 5 on 46. Anne's on 46 points. We got Nick Bowers on 38. Split the difference on 50. Well played them. We've got the Booby Prize girls on 43. Got Janet from Stockton are on a fantastic 48 points. We got anybody else? Mike Yanks is coming with 42. We've got Latham House Lockdown on 40. Harry, Julian, Ian, and the bottom of the Shiraz being reconsidered now on a 46 points. Well played them. And the Yorkies with Georgia and Rory on 32.5 points. Ian is just pointing out black is not a colour. Well, so white is not a colour either. Technically, neither are colours, but never mind. Benny Graham, yes, 33. Given up now. Well done, Penny. Right then, everybody. Last round tonight is called General Trivia Round. And General Trivia Round, I think most of us will know most of these if you're lucky. So let's see how we fare. Just some general trivia to keep you going. Right, question number 1. The Millennium Trophy, the Old Alliance Trophy, and the Giuseppe Garibaldi Trophy are all trophies awarded to the winners of individual matches that are part of which annual sporting event? So the Millennium Trophy, the Old Alliance Trophy, and the Giuseppe Garibaldi Trophy are all trophies awarded to the winners of individual matches that are part of which annual sporting event? Come on, Penny. Things could be worse. We are in lockdown. You've scored 33 out of a possible 50 odd. Very good. Oh, the wife's thinking it's worse than ever tonight. Question number 2. which British actress born in Skelmanthorpe, West Yorkshire, is the 13th and first female incarnation of the Doctor in Doctor Who? So question 2, which British actress born in Skelmanthorpe, West Yorkshire, is the 13th and first female incarnation of the Doctor in Doctor Who? All you Doctor Who fans will know that one straight away, I'm sure. Question number 3, what in the Bible was made of gopher wood and was apparently 300 cubits long, 50 cubits wide, and 30 cubits tall, although they're all very Roman measurements by the sounds of things. So question 3 again, what in the Bible was made of gopher wood and was apparently 300 cubits long, 50 cubits wide, and 30 cubits tall? What's that? Remember, Nick, you're doing this quiz for all of us, not just for the wife. Oh, you're right. She wouldn't know that one. Why on earth did can't remember what race he was. It wasn't a Roman. They hated the Romans. Question number 4. In the children's book The Gruffalo, written by Julia Donaldson, what animal is telling the story while taking a walk in the woods? And a good story it was. So in the children's book The Gruffalo, written by Julia Donaldson, what animal is telling the story while taking a walk in the woods? Question number 5. Named after the area where it is produced, what is the only cream in the United Kingdom that has been awarded protected designation of origin by the European Union? So question 5 again, named after the area where it's produced, what is the only cream in the United Kingdom that has been awarded protected designation of origin by the European Union? Right, just a few to go. Question number 6. This will take us back. In what decade of the 20th century was BBC Radio 1 launched? I just need to know the decade. So which decade or what decade of the 20th century was BBC Radio 1 launched? Unfortunately, it's not Welsh, Martin. Well, it could be Caerphilly cream, I suppose, or Clwyd cream. Question number 7. In what family movie? What's that? Family movie? I didn't put a question mark in there, sorry. Let me start again. Question number 7. In what family movie, ideal for grandchildren, did Hugh Grant play the villainous rogue Phoenix Buchan? So in which family movie, ideal for grandchildren, did Hugh Grant play the villainous rogue Phoenix Buchanan? That was in the rain. It was the first, wasn't it? First song, biggest hit radio. Question number 8. Loosely based on William Makepeace Thackeray's Vanity Fair, why was the 1935 film Becky Sharp considered to be a landmark in cinema? So question 8 again, loosely based on William Makepeace Thackeray's Vanity Fair, why was the 1935 film Becky Sharp considered to be a landmark in cinema? I like that one, Alex. Oh dear. I keep having a dream that I'm a horse. 5 nights on the trot now. Oh dear, oh dear. I like that one. Simple, but good. Question number 9. Performing the theme song No Time to Die for the James Bond film of the same name, which singer is known for her signature green hair? Although having looked, I have to say, looked at a lot of images and there's lots of them with, she's got more than green hair. I suppose she got any hair actually. So question 9 again, performing the theme song No Time to Die for the James Bond film of the same name, which singer is known for her signature green hair? Certainly been on the telly a lot recently. Well, over the last 6 months anyway. And to wrap tonight up, a McDonald's question. Well, not just a McDonald's question. Here we go then. Question number 10. How many beef patties would you have in total if you had a Big Mac from McDonald's and a Whopper from Burger King? So question 10, stupid question. How many beef patties would you have in total if you had a Big Mac from McDonald's and a Whopper from Burger King? That's presumably if you hadn't eaten either of them on the way home or something stupid like that. Right then, everybody. That's your lot. So well done. It is, what is it? It's just gone 9:30. So not bad for time tonight. We've had 60 people taking part tonight, which has been great. And it's lovely to see you all. Don't forget we're doing our charity quiz on Sunday. Don't forget to give me the thumbs up, if you will, to get me up the rankings, as always. And I'll go through the answers to this round in just a second when you've all got your answers written down and ready to do some marking. So do we need any more time or can we just go straight through those? I will try and get the link done a little bit earlier for Sunday's quiz, probably out tomorrow or the following day, and then we can see whether we can share it around a bit more. So do feel free when you see any Facebook or any link towards my quiz at the weekend do feel free to try and share it with everybody, all right? More the merrier. Any friends, whatever else that we can do, greater, better. So let's just go through the answers to round number 6, which was the final round of the night. The Millennium Trophy, the Old Alliance Trophy, and the Giuseppe Garibaldi Trophy are all trophies awarded to the winners of individual matches in the 6 nations I was after. The annual sporting event was the 6 nations. Number 2, that British actress I was after was Jodie Whittaker, who is now the current Doctor Who. Number 3, of course, in the Bible, made of gopher wood, it was Noah's Ark. Number 4, in the children's book, The Gruffalo, which animal is telling the story while taking a walk in the woods? It's the mouse, of course. Number 5, named after an area where it's produced. What is the only cream in the United Kingdom to have been awarded protected designation of origin by the EU? That's now, well, it's called the Cornish clotted cream, of course. Cornish clotted cream. Number 6, I was after in what decade of the 20th century? It was the 1960s, 1967 to be precise. Number 7, in what family movie, which was ideal for the grandchildren, did Hugh Grant play the villainous rogue Phoenix Buchanan? That was Paddington 2. Paddington 2. Only half point if you put Paddington. Question number 8, loosely based on Vanity Fair. The reason Becky Sharp's considered to be a landmark in cinema and has been now put in the Hall of Fame, actually, the other year, it was the first full-length feature film to use the 3-strip Technicolor process of colour, which is quite interesting because I always thought it was Gone with the Wind was the first colour film, but this, in 1935, Becky Sharp, first full colour film. Number 9, that artist I was after was Billie Eilish. And final number 10, how many beef patties would you have? Well, there's 2 in a Big Mac and there's 1 in a Whopper, apparently. So Whopper's not such a Whopper after all, is it? So there are 3 in total, 3 beef patties if you got 1 Big Mac and 1 Whopper. So well done, everybody. We got 3. I'd never have got that in a million years. Right, everybody, let's have some scores in and see how you've done on that last round. And we will see how everybody's fared. It's been a pretty close contest all night tonight. We have had, so Julie, Ian and Harry, and a bottle of Shiraz has been reinstated, he's pleased to know, on a fantastic 55 points. That's not bad out of 62. PRS on 60.5. That's a fantastic score. Hillary Farm and Stephen Dexter, I trust, is still awake. I don't know, on 54 points. Sarah Jo, Russ and James are on 50.5. We've got Granny Joan on 53. Beck and Bev ended up on 55. Well played them. We got Ian Miller on 49.5. Well played, Ian. Hillary and Famous 5 ended up on 54 points. Paula Lewis ended up on 61 points with the Quizzy Rascals. Well played. We've got Jen and Tracy ended up on 50 points. Not so good this time. Never mind. It's taking part that counts. Andrew Lewis ended up on 49 points. Clive and Janet from Stockton on 55 points. Penny Graham ends up on 39. Denise, 58 points. Well played, Denise. That's another great score. Carol Jackson, Home Alone 6 on 59 points. That's another great score. Alex Brown's on 52.5. Martin Davies ended up on a very respectable 50. And the Booby Bros girls on 51. And Anne Anderson on 52. Georgia Lambert on the Yorkies. And Rory ends up on 37.5 points. Well played them. Split the difference, end up on 58 points. Have we got any other scores to come in? There's a few thanks coming in. Oh yes, wait a minute. We've got Mike Yates on 36 points. Well played, Mike. Closely followed by Nick Bowers on 45.5 points. And have we got any others coming in? But never mind. Maybe we have, maybe we haven't. Right then, do remember, so that does appear that on 61 points, Paula Lewis and the Quizzy Rascals, having dropped just 1 point all night, that was in the last round, so well played, Paula Lewis and the Quizzy Rascals. That's some very good quizzing, 61 points. They were hotly pursued by PRS on 60.5 points. I know that's what half was for, but I did give a few halves away tonight, and they were hotly pursued. Did we have anybody on 60? I don't think we did. We had... wait a minute, we got Home Alone 6 on 59. We had Split Difference on 58, so well played. We got anybody else on 59? I don't know. I could put Home Alone 6 on a clear 3rd place there. So well played them. Yeah, so some great scores. Thanks everybody for taking part tonight. We will see you all again on Sunday. Do feel free to log in. I will be live at 8 o'clock with my partner, Nick. Was it Nick? Oh, Little Nick, yeah. Little Nick over here. That sounds right to me. Little Nick sounds good to me. That's fine. We'll see you all on Sunday night. Don't forget, in the meantime, if you haven't got your team name in yet for Sunday's quiz, do either text me individually or go onto the Just Giving website and find my web page and off you go. Right, great to see you all, and see you Sunday. Look forward to seeing you all and do battle again. So good night all. I'm ending the stream now, and probably watched the end of the United game. Sounds as if we're lost, but never mind. So good night all. See you again soon. Cheers.